Hello, beautiful souls. I am Tara Joy, and in today's video, we're going to talk about light language. If you've ever wondered what it is, how it works, and where this channeled language even comes from, then stay here and watch with us. Light language isn't a language at all. I wish it was called something different. It's actually a multi-dimensional form of frequency or resonance. Sometimes it comes through as sound, so vocal tones and frequencies and expression of voice. Sometimes it's gestures in the air, or it can be written as symbols or codes. And all of those, regardless of how it's expressed, it speaks directly to your energy and to your soul. So what is light language? At its core, light language is energy expressed through sound, movement, or symbols, also often called light codes. So you might hear spoken tones, melodic syllables, or see written symbols that look like starry calligraphy. They kind of look like hieroglyphs. And light language bypasses the logical mind and communicates straight with your higher self, straight with your soul, and straight with your energy. Just like music. So if you hear certain instruments that play a certain tone and you feel it all through your body, for me, it's the violin, the piano, those string instruments. Certain notes of those instruments, I feel like vibrating through my body. I can feel like goosebumps forming, and light language works on the same principle. It's that vibration and frequency that's being felt in the body and in your energy. So how does light language work? Why do we feel these things? So every sound and symbol carries vibrational codes, which are packets of information that interact with your energy field, with your body, exactly the same way that sound healing works with your body, with your emotions, with your energy. So when you listen to or receive a light language transmission, your body and spirit decodes these frequencies, often bringing that emotional letting go, feeling something in your body finally letting go, physical relaxation. There might even be some imagery that comes through, because light language, because of its multidimensionality, isn't just communicating sound, it's also communicating codes and images. Some people, when they receive light language, they see colors, they see visuals. Some people feel it in the body. Others might see a whole scene playing out for them when they receive light language. And it's all about the individual. It's all about how you receive information. It's about how in touch you are with your intuitive and innate gifts. And the most important thing is that you don't need to translate it or understand it. You just feel it the same way that you feel the singing bowls or other sound instruments and sound healing. So where does light language come from? People describe light language as coming from our universal consciousness. Sometimes it's described as coming from other realms, from other star systems, other galaxies, other beings, or our soul's ancient memory. So kind of coming through time and space to where we are now. however you frame it, as divine source, starseed heritage, or subconscious expressing pure vibration, the common thread that it's a direct connection to something bigger than just our bodies and ourselves. And as someone who channels light language, it's not something that I learn in the sense of, learning how to read and write as a child. It's something that was just innate to me, and anybody can do it. It's not just me. And I accepted and was willing to have it become activated in me. And I like to describe it kind of like being that radio playing a station. So I tune into a certain frequency, and depending who is receiving the light language, it can sound totally different. So for one individual, it's very melodic and like a song. Others, it's very guttural and like earth tones, like really like grounded from ancient earth energy, it feels like. Others is very sing-songy, like like it varies so much, which I find very fascinating as someone who channels it, because occasionally I'm like, how did that come out of my vocal cords? Like, I didn't know I could make those tones or sounds or get that note out of my vocal cords, because I'm not a singer. I used to sing as a child, but I'm not a singer now. And so a little history, like, how did I learn? How did I learn to bring through light language transmissions? And how long did it take? That's a couple of common questions I get. So about, I'm going to say, like 5 years ago, I had no clue what language was. And so I totally understand and relate when people find it, it takes time to have it come into your awareness, and then have it kind of percolate as a possibility, and then experience it, receive a transmission or two, and then decide, because we all have free will, is this something I would like to express? Is this something I feel I'm meant to share? And for me, it was yes. I felt so drawn to it. The first few times that I heard it was on YouTube. I Googled, as soon as I learned this term, light language, I Googled it, and there were several people who were sharing it, and very different in each individual's way of channeling it, of how it sounded, of how it came through. But in each case, it felt very familiar. It felt so good. Like, it totally calmed my nervous system when I heard it. It felt like home is the way I describe it most often. It just felt safe. It felt supportive. It felt like that divine energy just holding me. And I found a few local people who helped bring it out of me, helped activate it in me, and I practiced with them. And it was so fascinating, because the same transmission can feel different to each individual, because you get out of it what you need. So it's not one meaning or one activation for everyone. It's whatever that individual needs from this multidimensional transmission. And then slowly I shared more. I shared here and there, and then it just became part of most of my offerings. So now when I give readings, which I do most often, I do intuitive readings with individuals. Light language will come through as part of the reading, as part of the energy. And then all the time when I'm doing healing sessions, it comes through. And it's part of my soul purpose, for lack of a better way to describe it. So now let's go over a few common questions. Do you have to be special to speak it? And the answer is no. I truly believe each individual that wants to channel and activate light language within them has that ability. And so you definitely can do it on your own, but it can happen quicker by working with a mentor. And that's something I offer now. If you want to activate light language within yourself, or you want to work with a mentor to go through a few sessions over time to activate, practice, and then just see how it feels over time, that is always an option. Another common question is like, what if it sounds strange? So in the beginning, it all feels a bit strange, and that's because your vocal cords, and I had this experience, your vocal cords aren't used to channeling, so it takes some practice, and my brain would try to understand what was coming through the channel, so what was coming in through from guides. Like, I always describe it as coming from my guides, my spirit team. And my brain was trying to interpret. It was trying to translate it, really, because I was like, it's a language. I should understand what this means in English. And it took some practice to shut that part off and just allow it to channel through. And then the other part was allowing the vocal cords and my mouth to practice bringing through the sound. Another common question is, what will you feel during a session? And it varies drastically for each individual, but most often it's this warmth, this feeling of warmth. You might feel a tingling sensation. You might feel the need to have a somatic shake during the transmission. Some people have a real emotional reaction. So many people who I've worked with have shed a few tears, and they aren't tears of sadness. It's almost like a relief of letting go of whatever that energy was, whatever shifted. And know that your system, your nervous system, your body, your energy will only receive what it needs. So you don't have to be afraid that, I'm not ready for this transmission, or I'm not advanced enough, because you will get what you need out of it. And if it's too much, then your body, your energy doesn't receive it. So know that you only take in what you're meant to. So to finish up, I invite you to try a guided transmission. I have some in my previous videos, in my YouTube library. You could join a live. I'm having some lives coming up, so check the schedule of where the lives are, what the themes are, and you could experience some live activation, live transmissions. Or I have a group that I am offering now over on Patreon that's called Radiant Souls, and each month there is a new transmission. We work with a theme, and there's also a live call where we gather together live and just allow the light language to activate us, to grow, to learn from each other, and be in community together. So if you would like to explore light language more deeply, check out all those things, contact me directly. And remember, it's less about understanding what it is and more about feeling it with the body, with the heart, with your energy. And if this video resonated, give it a like, subscribe for more energy healing content, and share it with someone who's also curious about light language or resonates as being a starseed. Until next time.